So today, January 14, 2021, and in less than 3 weeks, we are heading back to California. And a couple days ago, the news came out from CDC that anybody, coming back to United States, whether you're a citizen or permanent resident, you need to have a negative COVID test result within 3 days of your departure. So that's one thing that we need to do because I think it's effective January 26th. So yeah, we already look at places where we can do it, so that way, within that 3 days we'll be able to have it done. And then today, like thinking about that new advisory, I started looking at our passport just to, I don't know why, but I just looking through it, and me and my 2 children, we all have dual citizenship. We can stay here in the Philippines, it doesn't matter until when. But for my husband, when we left the US, the law at that time was that spouses of Philippine national that are foreigners, that are not Filipino citizens or residents, they have to get a visa. And so that's why we went and got him a visa, which is only good for 3 months. However, actually, after a month, so sometime in December last year, they changed that, where it went back to what it used to be, that anybody, like that balikbayan thing, where if you're a balikbayan, it doesn't matter whether you have a dual citizenship or not, you can come home to the Philippines with your family, with your spouse and your children, and there's no restriction for that. But because we left before that took into effect, so we are bound to the restriction. And so anyway, so my husband got his visa. It was good for 90 days. And so I was like, oh, okay. So his visa, I look at it. It says expiration February 5th, February 5, 2021. So I said, oh, perfect. But then, I was like, oh, let me look at the stamp. And then when I look at the stamp is what you get, when they stamp your passport when you arrive in the Philippines. It says valid until January 8th, 2021. So it's like, hold on a minute. Why is it only valid until January 8th? But his visa is good until February 5th. So I was so confused. I'm like, what's going on? So my husband, started researching, and because he didn't even look at it either. Like, when we went through the immigration, when we arrived in NAIA, they didn't say anything. So they just return your passport, So, and then he found out that if you have a tourist visa, if you're in a visitor visa in the Philippines, even though, your visa is good for 90 days or whatever, but you cannot stay more than 60 days. So that's why. So it was only valid. It was, that's why his stamp was only until January 8th. And today is already January 14th. So basically he already overstayed. So so we figured this morning, I'm like, oh my God, we need to take care of this right away. So we look for, where do we go? And then we have to go to Bureau of Immigration. And we are in Amadeo, Cavite. So it's like, right next to Tagaytay. And the closest one is in Santa Rosa, Laguna. So I called up my sister and I said, hey, you gotta help us. See if you guys can, drive us to Santa Rosa. And thankfully my brother-in-law said, yes, of course. So now we're just waiting for them to come here, and we'll be on our way. And hopefully, you know, it's not something, you know, crazy again, like when we tried to get his visa back in LA a few months ago. So hopefully we'll just be in and out, and that's it. Pay whatever penalty for the few days that he overstayed, and whatever fee for extending it. So yeah, so see what will happen later. Okay, to be continued. There's always something, but we're learning. So never complains. Just, you know, solve whatever problems that comes your way. And I know sometimes there are problems that the solution is not that easy, but rest assured that there's always a way. So we'll see when we get there and find out, you know, what entails. Okay. So my sister is here and Manong, they are here, and we are on our way to Santa Rosa, Laguna.
And let me have my phone, please.
What was that again?
Can I have my phone, please?
Okay.
Because now we're driving, so now I'm allowed to have my phone.
So now
In Laguna, California.
Yeah, Laguna Beach.
Lake Taal that side. Now we're turning
Bike lang
here.
namin ito, Jing eh.
You ride your bike here?
Dito, galing dun sa baba. Akyat dito, baba
So
dito.
there's Tagaytay City Flower Market. Oh, cool!
We should.
How come we never bought flowers?
That's why I
Dude.
told you before about this, but you
Kaya
missed
kayo
it.
magmotor dito, Jing.
was
Yeah,
telling you
there's
that.
fruit stand.
I was
Yeah.
telling you that before.
Okay, so alright.
Kala ko nakarating na kayo dyan ng motor. Lapit-lapit.
Wala pa kay. So the immigration office is inside the city hall in the second floor.
Doon yata ang building doon.
So okay. Diri man daw. Pasok.
Doon sa isa.
Ingan siya dito sa usa.
Building B.
Sa man nga building?
A.
A. Okay. So building B is
Baka pulis yun doon.
yeah, there we can ask.
Doon na sinabi bawal pumasok.
Oh, can ask. Is this building B for immigration?
Puro lang
Patana daw John.
Is this the building B?
Immigration na diha?
Immigration? Building A.
Sabi, building B. Ikot na lang kami.
Ikot na kami.
Salamat.
Thank you.
So it's okay. So building A. Okay. Kana siya nga building.
Oh.
Just tapad naman po. Dero parking? No parking this side man. So we're here now. It took us an hour and a half to get here, and now we're gonna go inside. So when you're in the Philippines, one thing you have to learn is that
Go first.
Patient.
expect the unexpected. So always hope for the best, but expect for the worst.
I had the feeling I should have pulled.
And yeah, so we got there on time. It was still 2:30. Like yeah, and they close at 5. But when we got there, they said, "Oh, today we decided to close at 12." I'm like, "But why?" Because of COVID.
Tapos na.
Okay.
You cannot complain.
Yeah.
Like, but it says you're supposed to stay open, but you cannot argue. So, you know, like there's no use. Like, you know, like you can't be upset because
The guy on the phone was
you can't
giggling.
win.
Like, oh, we're closed. Ha ha ha.
So,
Come tomorrow.
so yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna come back here. They open at 8 a.m. but they said come at 7, so you'll be like the first in line, and that way, you know, you'll be in and out. So okay, we'll
Tapos
take
pagdating
their
mo kasi,
yeah.
sabihin, we're closed because this is Friday, filing day.
So we're gonna take their advice. Yeah. So okay. To be continued tomorrow. So we took the
Always group yun.
brand new expressway, and there's no traffic here at all. Awesome.
Dito tayo dumaan, sir.
Yeah, still very clean. Nice. So since we didn't get to do what we were supposed to do today, so we end up here. Go get some pizza. Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Making it quick. Yeah, just order the thing that we always do.
What? Are you gonna get something else?
No.
Just use lots of
Okay,
plastic.
so our pizza is here. Unfortunately,
Oh, we have to eat in the car,
no
guys.
kids are allowed.
But let's eat it
So
while
we
it's
cannot
fresh.
eat here, even though it's outside sitting.
Okay.
Sit in the car.